Romania is way better in terms of democracy than Hungary. So you have multiple oligarchs, we have just a single one. And it's better for democracy, despite the fact that I think you are also struggling with a lot of anti-democratic measurements coming from the government and coming from the state. That's fair. But still, it's an even more democratic country than Hungary, unfortunately. And of course, I think, yes, your roads are shitty and you have problems with on the municipality level, and I understand all of these kind of things. And of course, the Hungarian minorities are oppressed in different ways, so there are still problems of equal rights. But despite or taking into account all of these kind of problems, still it's a more democratic country than Hungary.
Okay.
So I, in a way, envy you.
How do you see the LGBT rights now in your country?
That's what
the
I was
Fidesz
referring
politics?
to at the beginning of the speech or the talk, that it's good that we are in Romania, because if we would do it in Hungary, there is a new legislation from the last year, which was labeled by the government as a pro-children measurement, but in reality it was banning the showing of homosexuality in the public sphere, so in books, TV, commercials, and so on and so on. It's a very tricky law. No one understands really what it means, and there are still a great lack of detailed regulations, which would explain that. Okay, how should we understand the instructions of this law? So it's still unclear for anybody what this promotion of homosexuality means. If we would do it in Hungary, and Balázs would sit next to me, and I'm an openly homosexual person in Hungary, maybe he would occur a kind of crime regarding to the law, because he promoted homosexuality when he invited me on stage to be together and share our ideas with the audience. It's a joke, but it shows the ultimate problems with the law.
There are some politics, for example, pro-family politics in Hungary that were adopted, or Romanian politicians tried to push them in our parliament.
Yes.
Do you think that the way of thinking of Viktor Orbán and Fidesz could alter the way the politics are made here in Romania?
First of all, I really hate that term pro-family, because it means that those who are sharing this view are the utmost supporters of families. That's not true. They are supporters of a particular type of a family. I'm a big family fan. I would like to have a family with my boyfriend. I would like to have kids, multiple kids, and so on. But it's forbidden by the law. So why am I not a pro-family guy? I am a pro-family guy. So it was just a clarification. I'm not that well informed about the situation in Romania and how the Hungarian government can influence real politics in Romania. I just only know that in the past 10 years they created overwhelming networks, sport clubs, facilities, and so on and so on. So they invested heavily into infrastructure and organizations in Romania, which are favorizing and sharing the ideas of the government. That's not necessarily bad, because on one hand they are dealing with local communities, local Hungarian communities. But that's true, on the other hand, that they are absolutely ideologically fixed. So despite the fact that they are, showing real solidarity and providing real, solutions for local communities, on the other hand, at the end of the day, they are still in favor of the government. But the point is, I think the government would love to have more influence on the Romanian politics, but I think the Romanian politics is so difficult, and there are multiple, actors and multiple oligarchs, as I said before. So I think it's not that easy to influence or have a real influence on Romanian politics as it is in Hungary, if you have the good connections to the one person at the top of the pyramid.